think there's an element of tax that really touches and plays into our lives in a variety of ways. Whether you're going to the store and buying something and sales tax is applicable, or if we're all taxpayers, right? We're all in our tax filing season right now. Tax planning really plays into different elements of that comprehensive planning picture in different ways. Within financial planning, we're looking at income management. We'll talk about capital gains today, long-term capital gains, qualified dividends, ordinary dividends, etc., how those play into the tax calculation, retirement distributions, and then of course estate planning, taxation concerning there. And really, when we're speaking to that, and when we talk about taxes from a planning perspective, and this leans into maximizing savings, we're talking about a lifetime tax savings concept with clients, right? So when I talk through the tax calculation, that's a year by year calculation. But really, when we think about it from a planning perspective and working with clients, we want to think about these things in as accumulating, right? So those tax liabilities, but year over year over year, to make sure over the lifetime of our clients, they've paid the smallest amount of tax. And then also, last but not least, everyone's favorite concept and term in the financial industry, we're going to talk about compliance. We all know, sitting behind the scenes is the IRS. So we want to talk about, accurate filing overall, right? Making sure that we're filing our taxes appropriately and accordingly with the right forms and schedules for that taxpayer circumstance. So credits can actually directly drive down the tax liability dollar for dollar. Those can reduce a tax bill to zero, but they can't reduce it past zero. Whereas on the other side, we have refundable credits. Refundable credits are fun credits. So if you want to think about it like that, not that non-refundable aren't fun also, but refundable, they have this, you can actually reduce the tax bill below zero. So this is that instance where you could actually take your tax bill to zero and then get a check back from the government. That's really exciting, right? So with that, hopefully you can take away, you've maybe learned something from the tax calculation. Maybe you knew some elements of it, but you learned some new things today, hopefully, or it reminded you of some things that maybe you forgot about. Talking through different filing requirements, right? Different forms, different filing deadlines, tax nuances, especially as it relates to maybe additional taxes that are getting triggered for some folks, or that Social Security taxation element, etc. Maybe it's a little too late in the season for this year, but it could be maybe you've thought of some ideas for next year when you are working with your clients, and then future opportunities, of course. So tax planning. Here at Holistiplan, we say tax planning is a year-round sport. So there are future opportunities all year round.